Um, Nothing. Like I said, everything was good. And a lot of what happened, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
So all I can do is apologize to those that was hurt. You understand? And
Right.
seeing as though the case is still pending,
Okay.
you
Okay.
understand? Like, I'm not privy to really give information.
Right. Details. Okay. I got you. I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Fully
Because,
understand.
like I said, but I will say this: the juiciness of what happened and the gossip aspect of what everybody want to know, I would venture to tell everybody like this: believe what you heard. I would incline everybody to believe what you heard and take from it what you want to take from it. But at the end of the day, I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm not perfect. And in spite of whatever happened, what God has showed me is in spite of all of it, people got love for me.
That's real right there. Now, so because what you were drunk
Most definitely.
from okay, and then so you pretty much just wake up in jail
Yeah, pretty much.
and trying to they because they what they charge you with battery, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, from the time you're getting charged, tell us about that experience of what you were going through. What's going through your mind?
The first thing that went through my mind was what happened? How did I get here? Um, Remorse, regret, embarrassment, uh, pain, anguish. Why? What? Where? When? How? Um, Everything that you could possibly imagine, the thoughts that you would go through. If anybody here can put themselves in those shoes and realize you woke up in jail and hurt somebody that you love.
Man, so your mind is just everywhere. You're in Clayton County, and I was very concerned because I was like, man,
Now be careful what you
it,
say. Be careful.
right.
You got to be careful.
I
And,
was
and,
like,
and for those that,
and I was like, all right, he in Clayton County. I'm like, damn, he way down there. It ain't like if you're in Stark County and you got your peoples here at least. You know what I'm saying?
no doubt.
So I'm extremely concerned. And me, Jerry Monroe, Dre Snell, your brother, uh, Cool Kurt. We all we on the back end. Bookie calling me. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to figure out how this thing was shaking. Couldn't get a grip on how it was moving. And it was just crazy. On the back end for the people who was actually concerned about you. Now, at one point, did you be like, all right, I gotta shake these cobwebs and handle my business up in here?
I guess it's one of them things like this, bro. what you have to realize is this isn't Canton that we're talking about. This is Atlanta, Georgia. There are things that go on in bigger cities that don't go on here. So when you're in the company of people that you don't know, and you feel a level of comfortability with people, and you get too comfortable around people that you don't know, things can happen. And when things happen that are uncharacteristic of who people know you to be and who you are as a person, that's when the red flags come up. So it's like, what really, really, really happened? You know, because certain things is like uncharacteristic of me, to where, like I said, and no cap, bro, like, no cap, I really don't remember what happened.
Understandable. Now, for those who don't know, Clayton County ain't no joke. It ain't. It's not. Cause I actually, I got a friend that works for DeKalb County Sheriff. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me the rundown in Clayton. So you were in a hell of a place.
No doubt.
Let them know about the environment that you were dwelling in.
Again, with everything that's going on down here, with that, the level of seriousness that it is like nothing that I want to speak on right now. Like, that's how real it is.
Right.
That's how real it is. Whatever your friend told you, what he told you, he's speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
speaking
that's
facts. So, hey, Boogie, nah, man, I ain't get my trays took, bro. Nah, man, I ain't get my trays took, man. I went to Hartford. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get my trays took at Hartford. If you can survive Hartford, like I said, we hard body. We train to go wherever we land. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, we was good. And I thank you for the lightening up the spirit of the room, because we dealing with serious issues. And I'm doing my best to answer these questions. But there's some things that I'm going to speak to that are really the underlying issues of why things happen and how they happen. Like the intricacies of it, you have to understand, me and this young lady, we have a child together. Like, we're parents, and we got to move on from this, and we got to heal. And we got to co-parent, because there are children involved. There are people involved. There are family members that got hurt. There are family members that are disappointed at what happened. Okay, this is a lot of fucked up shit that happened real quick. You know what I mean? So it's not a laughing matter. And I'm the last one, and I told Brother Samuel Muhammad, I want everybody to be clear, like, I ain't no motherfucking hero. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no Bug came home, you know what I'm saying? Because in our culture, black culture, we have a reason, and we found a reason to celebrate dysfunction, and we found a reason to celebrate motherfuckers coming home from selling dope. And motherfuckers will throw a party for a motherfucker that's coming home off of a battery charge. Like, this ain't no situation for nobody to be proud of. Like, I'm not proud of this situation at all. Like, being very transparent about it. And the only reason why I'm not being as candid as I would like to be is because the case is still pending. Like, my life is still on the line. But be clear, I'm gonna take this time, right, to put this in everybody's ear. I have children by 5 different women. And I would like to take this moment to shout out the mothers of all my children. And I'm going to name them one by one, okay? Because I want everybody to take this tea, and I want them to start a party. I don't want them to have an ultimate tea party with cake and scrumpets and everything. So I want to take this opportunity to apologize to LaShonda Stokes, also LaShonda Card, Nancy's daughter, and we have 2 beautiful children together. She too has experienced me in a rage trying to finish raising a grown man that still had to grow up while she was trying to raise her children because of the immaturities and the bad ways and the ill concepts and the bullshit that I came up under, coming through the crack era. I'd like to shout out my oldest children's mother, my first wife, Renee Gardner, also known as Renee Stokes, also known as Renee Blue. I want to thank her and give her flowers for helping me raise 2 beautiful children, Camianca and my son, Braylon Stokes, who just recently graduated. I want to shout out Shannon Williams, who most people don't know because she's in Portland, Oregon, for our daughter, Genesis. I want to shout out Nicole Hatcher for our daughter that we have. All these women were suffering with the pains of an immature male trying to be a man, masquerading with men's clothes on, but on the inside, a weak, fragile, broken man. And for the young lady that was in the altercation, out of respect for the people that's in the room, I won't say her name. But at the end of the day, I got kids by all these women, and I apologize for all them women, to all those women, for all the pains that I done caused any of them, and all the pains I've caused any woman throughout the course of my life. Being immature, being less than a man that God created me to be.
Let me ask you this. You're out now, right?
No doubt.
And in that, it's been what, about 6 months? What's your biggest take from what you've experienced so far with that situation?
Shout out to any of my dudes that's never been locked up. This is an experience that I never had to go through, but there's plenty of my brothers that I know and that you know that's been going to jail since we was young. All right. I'm locked up with young men that are average age range 17 to 35. Broken, just like I am. Okay? So while I'm trying to put together the pieces of my life and why I ended up in the place that I was at, right? And how did I allow these things to happen to me? Removed from support system, removed from everything I ever knew, in a place I ain't never been, under extreme circumstances, in a paramilitary facility. Okay? What I found is this. I'm going to speak to some things. Number one, I'm going to speak to abuse in all forms of abuse. Okay? I'm going to speak to child abuse. I'm going to speak to sexual abuse. I'm going to speak to drug abuse. I'm going to speak to alcohol abuse. I'm going to speak to spousal abuse. And all the different things and all the abuses that people have suffered their whole life that don't nobody want to talk about. Nobody is real enough to really say what they done been through or what they done put others through. Nobody's going to say that because everybody want to hide behind their facades. They'll hide behind Boogi3man. They'll hide behind lies. They'll hide behind the image that you can cast over a screen, over a cell phone, and the whole time like you're a broken person. You're a real fucked up person. You understand? But a lot of us, some of us don't have to say it, they've been abused in multiple ways. Things just that stem from our childhoods. Young ladies done been touched. Young boys done been touched. You understand? People that have been beat. They took ass whoopings. It used to be corporal punishment. We got paddled at school. And they took that out of the schools, right?
Right.
It was corporal punishment. We got paddled. But they took out corporal punishment in the schools where the teachers can't paddle you, but they'll throw you in jail and let the jail motherfuckers and the police beat you to death. And what I'm finding is this. It's like when they say environmental illnesses, they mean that there's conditions around us that affect everything about us. And up to a point, like the body can tolerate certain things. So people that have drank alcohol for an extended period of time, people that have put up with a certain level of abuse, you know what I'm saying? Like people that's done dealt with adversity, people that's done dealt with a bunch of bullshit coming up. You understand? Not having no food. You understand? Your mom selling the food stamps to smoke dope. You know what I'm saying? For all my people that's done went through that, like where you as a young child and been traumatized, there's a lot of people out here suffering from PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like it like rain comes down in a barrel, brother. And once it reaches a certain point, it overflows. Okay, so what I experienced was a whole lot of rain over 47 years coming down into a barrel. And when I got to Atlanta, it just so happened to overflows at the peak of when I thought I was going to do my best work, the pinnacle, the peak of my career. I'm looking down the barrel of, hey, man, I'm about to do this and I'm about to change my whole life. And at that very moment, the barrel overflowed. And there's certain pains that come as a result of reaching that tolerance level. Everybody got a different level of tolerance. Once you reach that level, the condition begins to affect you as an illness or a disease. It begins to manifest itself in certain physical ways. Might be headaches, anxiety, sleeplessness, pains that you can't explain. But don't nobody understand why all our young people is sipping promethazine. They gone off Percocets. You understand? They don't got no physical pain at all. Ain't no physical pain. This is pain medication. But people going through pain that people can't even see, man.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, when you have this build up in a community of people and you have these things that's going on in me, you know what I'm saying? Like this was going on in me. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is going on in me. This was going on in me, man. Brandon Stokes, Boogi3man. Yeah. Out here in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Radical brother, rapper, MC, actor, all of this here, all of the icing. You know what I'm saying? All the glitz and the glamour that came along with it. It's just like the movie The Wiz. After they got to the Wizard and they found out that it was just Richard Pryor behind there. I'm just, Harold Melvin from Atlantic City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm sitting there broken, transparent. And at this particular moment, like, I was honored to do this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you like, hey, man, you take your time, this and that. Take my time for what? You know, it is what it is, man. It happened.
Yeah.
And I know, one thing I know about our culture, man, and one thing I know about our people, ain't nobody concerned about what I went through in the jail. Ain't nobody concerned about that. Like, that's not the question. That ain't even the question to ask, so we ain't gonna speak to that. Ain't nobody really concerned about who Brandon Stokes is. You see what I'm saying? Don't nobody care about my life. Don't nobody care about my kids. Like, nobody cares. You see what I'm saying? The people that care is the reason why I'm out here. Shout out to Samuel Muhammad. Shout out to Cool Kurt. Shout out to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Al Mecca. Shout out to Tiana. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my cousin Leroy Carousel at the car wash. Like, shout out to the people that, in spite of my mistakes and in spite of my shortcomings, felt enough about me and seen whatever little good was left in me and was like, regardless to whatever, man, I know him. You see what I'm saying? And it was love that got me here, and that's what's lacking in the world. So while I was in there, I found a bunch of young brothers, man, that needed fathers. So what do I do outside of being myself, right? What can I do in that situation outside of being myself? But if I wasn't Boogi3man, that was at CM6 Studios, that was dealing with T Will, that was dealing with Young Suave, Famous D, and all of these young people, right? What the young folks say now? No cap. Like, what no cap involved? And I'm going to tell you something. When you're in a pool full of sharks and they smell blood, you're going to get devoured.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, you're going to get devoured. So if I was a fake nigga and wasn't a real nigga, I was in a place where they was going to smell it and you was going to get devoured. And I didn't even feel comfortable. I didn't have no choice but to be transparent, my brother. It was like, I'm like, hey, man, listen, don't end up like me. Let me tell y'all while I'm in here. I'm in here because of this. And you know why this happened? This happened because of X, Y, and Z. This happened because we drink too much. I drink too much. Y'all sip lean and pop perks to medicate. I'm from the old school. We smoke weed and drink a whole bunch of whiskey. But my pain, like, that's my pain. You know what I mean? Like, that was my pain. And that's how I chose to deal with it. And in choosing to deal with it the way that I did, you end up in situations that I ended up in.
Yeah. And I just want to let people know who don't know about Clayton County, the just to get a little background on what's going down there. The sheriff of Clayton County is suspended for just, mistreating the inmates. So I can just imagine the conditions, and they just got a little something, usually when a person get caught, it's just like a little sample. But I heard about the chair, strapping cats down to the chair, then they're beating them to death or beating them to death. So it was very hostile territory. And I remember you was telling me that it's just brothers down there.
Yeah, what I saw is, unlike Canton, Ohio, this is it's not Canton. This is an all-black city. So what I had to experience is black on black. Willie Lynch at his finest. Steven off Django. You understand? Where, again, when you're involved in what I was involved in the atrocity that occurred to this young lady, all right, you get put in a situation where you have to endure the same things that you put on somebody else. You understand? So it's like, if you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. And just like the young lady didn't see it coming and I didn't see it coming, what I had to experience being there, I didn't see it coming. But then there's God. the all-merciful, the all-knowing, who sees all
But
and knows
God.
all, the omniscient, the omnipresent, the judge, the only righteous judge, the one that knows our comings and goings, knows our ins and our outs, knows every hair on our head, knows everything about us, knows the intent of my heart, knew everything that was occurring before it ever even happened. Knew that, unfortunately, this is a path that I had to go down. You understand? And again, it's a very horrible thing. As I read these comments, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, like, you seeing the pain, like, when you dealing with people's family members, when you dealing with people that you done hurt, man. So right now, I'm saying it ain't even really a time for me to deal with what I done been through. Because what I done been through, I left it at Clayton County Detention Center. Because I'm not carrying that with me as I move forward. It will no longer be a crutch for me, you understand, to blame my atrocities and my bad and ill behaviors on what I went through growing up or what happened to me, this and that and the third. I came to grips with all of that stuff in there and I left it there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Brandon Stokes, that everybody know, died in Clayton County Detention Center. Yeah, he died. Like, he's gone. So everybody that thought they knew who I was, thought they knew me coming up, the prelude to this interview that I gave everybody to, you know, for those that didn't know me, it was cool that y'all got to hear that. But understand, that's just who everybody thought they knew. He's dead. And he's never coming back. And for those of us that know me as Boogi3man and know, you know, it's going to be a real difficult thing because I hear y'all. I hear people, they going to be like, what's up, Boog? What's up, B? What's up, this and that and the third? I'm not even that person anymore. Not even that person anymore. And for everybody that wants to understand something, don't think, like, when I'm telling you, like, yeah, alcohol abuse and drug abuse and shit, that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, spousal abuse, it's real. Don't nobody want to talk about how, for everybody that's looking, it's a whole bunch of women that's getting their ass whooped out here and ain't saying nothing. And it's a whole bunch of niggas that's putting their hands on women and they ain't going to jail. They ain't get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, but everybody's day is coming. Because we living in a place and time in today's world where God has exposed a whole lot of things. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of the problems that we have as a people, when I'm dealing with these young boys in this jail, when you go from pulling up in that foreign, champagne start pouring, we stay strapped, so when the guns clap, we ain't got to get it. We unloading and getting ready to get cast for a movie, and you end up sleeping in a cell with two people in the middle of COVID, no social distancing, and you locked up with a motherfucker that's in here for murder. When you sleeping with murderers, they sleeping in the bunk right above you. Yeah, that's real. And they like this, what you in here for? And they looking at life. You feel me?
Yeah.
You in here with cats that's looking at life in prison and they like, oh, nigga, you gonna get time served. You gonna be out of here in about this many months. So they don't even want to hear you talk about your little punk ass case. Because they like, I'm in here for murder, motherfucker. Like, I ain't never coming home. Ain't no coming back for me. But what I took from that is, yeah, you know what? Who you sitting here talking to right now, he ain't never coming home either. I'm going to leave this abusive, insecure piece of shit, young-minded, no self-control, lack of discipline. I'm going to leave this motherfucker right in here with y'all. And I don't want him to rest in peace. Like, stay in hell and all of the demons that came with him to torment my life and cause me to be less than who I am. But yeah, this brother's in there for murder, man. Ain't no segregation. You don't get to pick and choose who you locked up with, who your bunk mates is. These cats is in here for bodies, man. 17 years old, man. 18 years old. Like, that's real talk. And what is it all stemming from? This is all abuse, ladies and gentlemen. This is all black on black crime. This is all people hurting each other. But I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret that I found out being down here. For every one man that got locked up in the jail, 5 women got locked up. I'm going to repeat that. For every man that I seen come through intake, one man just coming in squad cars, it was 5 women. But the turnover rate for the females versus the males is this. I got sons and daughters. If my son and my daughter get locked up at the same time, right, and I only got enough money to bail one of them out, who am I going to get out first?
The girl.
Exactly. So the turnover rate, it's more women that get locked up, but they get bailed out the quickest. So it's only 2 dorms for the women, but it's 8, 9 dorms for the men, because ain't nobody coming for these young boys and for these men. These women going to get out, whether it's their father, their mother, they dope selling boyfriend going to come get them out. You understand? They going to get out. And all these young brothers and young men are still locked up in there because everybody like, oh, he tough. He'll make it. Do your push-ups. Eat your soup. Don't get your trays took, is the mentality. But the sad part about it is a lot of these women are stronger than these men. And I'm going to say it again. Niggas might be strong with muscles, and God created us as males with a more supreme physical sense. But speaking to that abuse again, women got blessed with something that men didn't. They have a strength that men don't. They have mother's wit, intuition. They're blessed to know things about life and things that's going on in life that we don't know. For all these brothers out here that think it's cool to cheat and they wonder why they always get busted. But you be the last one to find out your girl was cheating on you, because we wasn't blessed with that ability. You understand? So what I'm finding in today's world is that everything was created by design. God didn't make the 2, male and female, one lesser than the other, one stronger than the other. They equal. One just has stronger physical attributes, and one has stronger emotional, mental, and spiritual attributes. Because the whole embodiment of God, how we know God and how most people were taught God is the combining of both. So when a male and female come together, that's what makes a man. And that's the image of God. So as long as we out here broken and we can't come together as male and female, just because you got a dick and balls don't make you no man out here. You just a male. And we poor examples of males out here. And I'm living proof, and I'll admit it first. I've been a poor example of a male. Haven't been able to hold a family together. Haven't been able to keep nothing together. Then failed on several fronts. I've had successes, don't get me wrong, and I'm not bashing myself. You understand? But what I'm trying to explain to people and what I'm trying to teach people is the very thing that God created to become one, for us to be the true image of him. We've been miseducated to believe that because you have a dick and ball swinging between your leg and some muscles, that make you a man. And that's a false sense of masculinity. And that's what they label now as toxic. You understand? So at the end of the day, but I've seen females that use mental manipulation in their feminine wiles, right? They run circles around a man on any front, beating to death mentally, and he done been hoodwinked and dogged out and don't even know what the fuck is going on. And by the time that happens, he's locked up in jail and she gone. On to the next one. And this is the vicious cycle, and this is the sickness that's going on. And meanwhile, right, at the end of the day, we got these children out here. And the cycle is repeating, and it's going over and over and over and over and over again. So for the people that's understanding the facility that I was in, right, I'm going to say this. Jails are needed. People like Victor Hill are needed. As fucked up as it is, we wouldn't need no police if we had the self-respect to police ourselves. People cheat. People cheat on each other. People fuck each other's baby moms. People fuck each other's baby dad. And then they use the excuse, oh, well, I didn't know, he lied. Did you take the time to do the research? But once you get involved with the nigga, you'll take the time to go through the phone and, you understand, and figure out what's going on. But you could have did that due diligence in the beginning of the relationship and you would have never got into that. But men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. The numbers of broken families out here, they right there. You see it. Who's really together? Who's really one? Who's really in the image of God? Who out here really living like that? Shout out to Cool Kurt and Trina Curtis. May she rest in peace. There's one. Shout out to Kim.
Yes.
Shout out to Kim Flowers and Miguel Flowers. There's two. Shout out to Rob Martin and Audra King. There's three. You understand?
Yep. She loving it. She loving Ann.
She loving Ann. There's four. Okay, now when we start going down the line and let's talk about these numbers of people that's been stood the test that are really the true epitome of what a man is, the image of God. When you see the two that come together and they've been together forever through the rain, winter, spring, summer, fall, I'll give you my all.
Go ahead, LeVert.
Canzone. You know what I'm saying? Like Cleveland Zone. Like, that's the image. And that's what I seen, what breaks my heart, you understand, is the fact that what I've done, and again, I'm since, like, people don't even know. And again, like, it's one of them things, like, it ain't nothing like this is live. Like, this is social media. You know what I mean? So this ain't even nothing that, you know, this ain't no shows. This is my life. We just actually letting them share in a conversation that me and you would have personally for you to help me. You know what I mean? But we helping each other. You know what I mean? But if anybody want to pick my brain and know what it is, like, I have no problem accepting responsibility for what happened and what I've done. And I'm very, very sorry. But that person is dead. Like, he's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say I left all of that stuff at Clayton County Detention Center. Like, I'm very proud to say that because that's the place for those type of behaviors. And if there was no the dysfunctional behavior that you see when you see brothers that will, like I said, fuck each other's wives, fuck each other's sisters that'll fuck each other's husbands. You got people that's touching on kids. Like, these are the ills and these are the things that we go through as a people that don't nobody want to talk about. And it's taboo in the black community. Like, ain't nobody speaking on this. But I know I done came down a couple people's streets that's on this feed right now that they ain't gonna never say it. But then these people yoke up with somebody because they cute. They yoke up with somebody because he handsome, he sell dope, he got money, he got a good job, right? So the packaging, what they presenting is not indicative of what's inside the box once you open it up. And once you open up that box, it's Pandora's box. And I'm speaking to myself. Didn't nobody know when they met me. Oh, Boogie, he cute, he rap, he fly, he this, he got a good job, this and that and the third. But for the women that got a chance to open up that box and see what was in that box, it was a motherfucking horror inside that box. And only very few people got a chance to see it. The brokenness, the dysfunction. And that's like real spill. And it ain't no excuses and it ain't no nothing. Like, it's just fucked up.
Yeah, it is what it is. So let me ask you this. Moving forward, where are we at?
Moving forward.
What's next?
What's next, man, is it's one day at a time, my brother.
Absolutely.
And one thing for sure, two things for certain, as far as relationships go, like, it's funny, like, I was telling people on live, like, don't be in my inbox because I ain't trying to date nobody, if y'all recall. as far as I'm concerned, man, like, I'm not relationship material, and I'm not qualified for what society calls a relationship, marriage, or none of that. My qualifications don't fit that criteria. Now, people can take that one or two ways. You understand? But in the way that I'm speaking it, I know the intent of my heart and I know what I'm saying. And I'm saying, like, I'm a broken person. You understand? So I'm not going to put myself in a situation, any more situations for me to fail, where I don't have self-control, when I can't withstand the wiles that it takes to have a woman and the responsibilities it takes to be in a relationship with a woman. Okay? And I also don't want to be in a situation where a woman don't have the tools and the skills to successfully be with a male and be with a man. So I'm not subscribing and I'm not signing up for none of that. But what I am going to do is be committed to being a father and being the best father that I can be to my children, and to protect my children from all of the things and atrocities that I've committed towards others, to make sure that my sons don't ever commit those atrocities towards any young man or any young woman, put their hands on any young man or any young woman for any reason, and make sure that my daughters had the self-respect to not be manipulative, to not be out here sack chasing, as we used to call it back in the days, to not be out here trying to fall in love with a man just for the sake of him to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? And all of the things that come with the society today and what they portray, like being on a stripper pole, manipulating men for the sake of money, you understand, and this and that. Like, I don't never want my daughters to be that. So my commitment is to my children, which is what it should have been in the first place. And most men, once they lead a woman, they don't want nothing to do with the kids because they still trying to control the woman. Like, be there for your kids, man. And number two, like, I'm not playing with God. Shout out to my man Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Boogie because some people will look at it and don't know the relationship me and Boogie have. Like, they wouldn't know that I know Boogie. So that was like no disrespect or nothing. That's just Boogie being Boogie, but you would have to know him. You see what I'm saying? So when Boogie said that to me, like playing with God, it's like people hold you to a certain level and a certain standard when you speak in certain things. You understand? So Boogie like, hey, Boog, you got to be the man of God that you saying everybody, that you saying that you is. So moving forward, like, not too many people really aspire to be like Christ, but churches is full every day. First thing a man thinks about when he said, what's my responsibility to be like Christ? Yeah, you can't lust after women. You got to love them. Can you imagine your life where you don't never have sex with another woman for the rest of your life, and then you still don't become a pervert and want to touch little boys? Can a male really imagine his life where you truly love God to the point where you give your life to him and you dedicate your life to him and your community to help build a bridge that people can get over these pains and all the tears and all of the rivers of tears that people then cry over the years, because don't nobody really want to talk about the truth. Don't nobody want to talk about the pain. Don't nobody really want to talk about like what they done been through. But they'll share their secrets with certain people. Like, they'll dump their pain and their sorrow on a person and make a person carry their pain and sorrow with them. And that person ain't even equipped because they got pain and sorrow themselves that they dealing with. Like, so who wants to really be that person? It's right. A real sad day. Everybody want to be LeBron James. Everybody want to be Anthony Davis. Everybody want to run the football, go to college, want to be lawyers, want to be, you know what I'm saying, all these different things. But it's like, don't nobody really want to put that work in. Like, don't nobody want to commit to that. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to pick up that cross. But churches is full of people. Churches is full of people that's hallelujah every day, paying their tithes and this and that and the third. But it's a lot of scandals going on in these churches. It's a lot of stuff that goes on that I ain't really seen. All of these people that claim to be Christ-like, I don't see Christ characteristics when you can't stop sticking your dick in all kind of women. Because last time I checked, Christ didn't do that. You understand? One thing I also know, my life is going to be committed to prayer. Because I'm going to tell you something. It ain't very often where you see black men come together and pray. You can see them come together for the cookout. You can see them, they get together, pitch in and get a bottle. They'll come together to go hoop, work out. How many times you seen a group of black men coming together at Nemasilla Park and we gonna meet at the park for us to pray? So my life is gonna be committed to prayer. You understand? Like my life is gonna be indicative of, I fell in love with God, man. Like really fell in love with God. Because at the end of the day, everybody turned their back. And even for those that didn't turn their back, when you a facility where you on lockdown, and it didn't matter whether they was putting money on your books or not, you can't call, you can't talk to nobody, you shut out from the whole world. You'll find yourself in a place where it ain't nobody but him. And then it's like, what you gonna do then? So the pain, the anguish, the mental, everything, when I realized that it wasn't nothing but God, it's like this. Nah, man, I'm gonna spend time with him. I did 48 years worth of disco ducking, cabbage patching, hoe chasing, drug dealing, alcoholism, abuse, fake pimping, all of that. You understand? Like I done did enough of that. So it's like the rest of my life, it's like this here. Unless a female, right? Unless a female, and this is a word of advice to cats, man. Listen to me very carefully. Unless a female is walking on the same path that you on and doing what you're doing, okay, and you find her along the way, that's a very slippery slope. Because when you open up Pandora's box and you find out what's in there and what lurks behind that big butt and a smile, that cute face and that tight dress, when you see what's lurking behind there, when you see there was a boogeyman in her closet when she was a little girl. You understand? There was a real fucked up auntie or somebody that was real fucked up that did something to them. If you meet with that young man and you realize it's boogeymans in men's closets too, it's a lot of males that get abused coming up through life too, bruh. And we have been taught this fake sense of masculinity where men don't even talk about how they done been touched and what the fuck done happened to them. Because we like, nah, we men, we males, you don't talk about that. Who said it was cute that you got molested by a woman when you was 10 years old? That ain't no sign of masculinity. That ain't no right into manhood. That's fucking molestation, man. It's child abuse. And you wonder why a lot of these young men and men out here are sexual deviants, fighting their way through life, trying to come to grips and come in peace with their sexuality. You understand? But guess what though? Everybody ain't gonna be Boog, is what they call me. Everybody can't be Brandon Stokes. Everybody ain't gonna just talk facts. Everybody don't want to do this. But this is the part, like my life committed to that. You know what I'm saying? And for my brothers and my cats that love me like yourself, like we always have these talks. Me and Kurt, we always have these talks for the people that really, really know who I am. That's been with me for over, if I've been out here for 48 years, shit, I know me and you go back, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is like real chop. Like we go back for years. Like this ain't nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And this is how we do.
This is what
this is how we do.
So basically, for those that's watching this interview, this conversation is with Al Mecca 330. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got an opportunity to see me fresh out of jail, have a conversation with my big brother and share with him what I went through in a real time, real fashion, like how we talk on a daily. And, you know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if we need to have another conversation, for the people that's in the room, the 22 people that's watching that really want to get the tea and the juicy details in the episode of Power, where Boogie3man jumps on the girl in the hotel room and blase, blah, stay tuned, like. Come back. After everything is cool and I get exonerated and this and that and the third, we'll give you the true story if that's what you was here for, because it's not a problem. Ain't ducking and ain't nothing. But understand, as I stand here, Isa Ali, formerly known as Brandon Stokes, like, as I stand here as Issa Ali, right? Man, Brandon Stokes is gone, man. He's gone.
Is it safe to say that this situation actually saved you from something that you was not prepared for?
You're exactly right. Big facts. Y'all know that. Anybody that's in the spirit of the true and living God that's watching this right now, anybody that's really watching this right now, the spirit is so heavy, my hand is shaking. Anybody that's watching this right now knows that, yeah, God saved me from something that was down the road that I couldn't see. Because there's a lot of young people out here that's aspiring to be in Hollywood, okay? There's a lot of people that's aspiring to do things with their rap careers and make music and put Canton on the map, and they really, really want to do this thing. Well, I'm going to give y'all a news flash. Be careful what you ask for. And most people think when I'm talking like I be capping, but I know the brother Chris Tucker. I know him very well from the church that I went to down here. Al, we talked about it plenty of times. Like, I know Chris Tucker, the comedian. His mother is a very beautiful Christian woman. She's the state mother over the church, okay? Chris Tucker came to church one time, and I know him personally. Like, I'm able to talk to Chris Tucker like I'm talking to you. Once upon a time, 10 years ago. He said, be careful what you wish for, because when you get it, it's levels to it. He said, I done been all over the world, brother. I done been in palaces. I done ate. Y'all gotta understand, this man was best friends with Michael Jackson. Okay? When you speaking to people that's on the level where they was best friends with Michael Jackson, went to court with Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson was going through what he was going through. I'm going to be inclined to listen when Chris was saying, be careful what you ask for. And they had an old cliche saying in the church, for every new level, it's a new devil. Okay? So in Canton, I was operating on a certain level when it was certain devils, but I had mastered those. Dealing with them devils. But a true testament to what level I was really touching and reaching, when I got to the new level, it was a new devil. And that new devil, you understand, is why I ended up in Clayton County Detention Center. I'm used to dealing with niggas that swing with their right hand. That devil hit me with the left. He was a southpaw. I didn't see that one coming. And the young lady involved didn't see it coming either. Caught us both by the blind side. And this is our lives that we talking about. Like, this ain't entertainment. Like, we got a child, man. Like, we got children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, for those that want to get the next episode of Power and want to figure out, this ain't Ghost, it's Boogi3man. What happened with Boogi3man and Lady X? You understand? Like, for everybody that want to see that episode, like, stay tuned, man. Because Al Mecca, like, we ain't gonna give you nothing but real facts. But for those of us that have a spiritual mind, for those of us that have that are really in love, people that walk in love, they can read between the lines. They can read between the comments and understand, like, these are just two broken people that was trying to build a house out of broken pieces. And I'm gonna share a parable with y'all, man. Like, I'm gonna share this parable with y'all from a book I read. Because I've read a lot of books. Read a lot of books. More books than I've read even when I was in college. I probably read more books in a 6-month span of time than most people have read in the last 10 years.
You use your time wisely.
There was a book, and I'm gonna start a book club. Me and brother Samuel Muhammad. Okay? The name of this book is called Midnight by Sister Soldier. I suggest
I heard it.
that any black woman that's been through any trauma, that's been through any abuse, any black man that's been through any abuse and any trauma, that's trying to unpack years and years of systemic, I don't even want to call it racism, because it ain't even racism anymore from what I'm seeing. This is just black on black shit. This ain't even about nationalism. This ain't even about white folks, because white folks ain't doing this. Like, we doing this to each other. Like the book Midnight by Sister Soldier. Get that book. And in this book, this brother Midnight was going to a Japanese sensei to learn fighting, right? And this particular class that he went to was on weapons. So he shows up for the class. When he gets to the class, you know, like Mr. Miyagi, right? When you gonna teach me how to punch? Sensei spun him, all right? He said, he walked up to the table, and at the table was a whole bunch of decks of cards, playing cards. So he said, Sensei, what you want me to do with these? Is these, you gonna show me how these cards are a weapon, right? And I'm paraphrasing because I want people to read the book. And he said, what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and I want you to build a house out of those cards. Looked at him. Now understand, this is a book. Right. I'm reading a book, so in my mind, I'm seeing the young brother looking at him. But it became so real to me where I'm seeing him be like, what? Like, build a house out of these cards. What that got to do with weapons? So he says, okay. So the sensei leaves the room. So he's sitting down here with 2,000 cards, and he got to build a house out of 2,000 cards. 6 hours later, the sensei comes back. He done built this house on this table about these cards. Used every card. And sensei comes in, and he said, good job. Midnight asked him, well, what was this about? Like, what was the lesson? He said, what? The sensei asked him, now, what is the lesson that you were supposed to learn from this? Midnight said, patience. Sensei said, He's like, discipline? He named a whole bunch of different things. Sensei just kept saying, but yeah, good answer, but yeah, you learned that too. Sensei walks up to the table, bumps the table, the whole house fell down. And he said, the lesson that I want you to learn from this is it takes you years to build a good reputation. And one bad decision can destroy your reputation that fast.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that. All of the time.
Just like that.
All of the dedication, the frustration, the patience, everything you went through with them 2,000 cars to build that house. When you was there for weapons training, you had to fight through. Why is he got me doing this? This is dumb. This is stupid. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to use these weapons and this and that and the third. And he got me building cars out of houses. Okay, I'm supposed to learn patience. Okay, I got patience. I made it through it. It's like, well, damn, I'm supposed to learn what? Like, I'm supposed to learn how to stick to it and this and that and the third. Only family to come in after 6 hours, bump the table, watch it all fall. And for him to say to this young man, be mindful, the years that it took you and the time that it took you to build that house, one bad decision and it could be all over with that fast. So when I read that book, everything that everybody knew about Boog, all of the records, all of the albums, all of the everything, right? One fateful night in Atlanta, Georgia, turned me into the monster that I left in Clayton County Detention Center. Now I don't want Brandon Stokes to rest in peace.
It's over with. Kaput.
Yeah, it's over with. Never to return. And I want him to go to the I want them to throw away that key as I move forward as Issa Ali. So I started a new Facebook, you know, and I'm thankful that the one that I had got deleted and everything that was on it. Thankful for that, you know, because I don't want to be synonymous with none of that. There was some good in it, but like I said, one bad decision don't even matter. Destroyed it all. Destroyed it all. So now, you know, most people think things be funny. They like, oh, nigga go to church. I mean, nigga go to jail, and now he come out a Muslim. He don't eat pork, sling a couple bean pies. Then that nigga right back doing the same old bullshit, turning up, smoking weed, getting fucked up, chasing bitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not me though.
That's what that's what the average would say.
Yeah, not me though. So understand, like, I study Islam now. Like, I'm Muslim now. I pray 5 times a day. I went through Ramadan and I had an experience. And God gave me my name, not no jail imam or nothing. God said, this is who you are.
Explain your name to us.
Issa Suleiman Dawood Ali. In African culture, the last 3 names are the names of your fathers. So Suleiman is Solomon in Arabic. Dawood is David in Arabic. Ali is highly exalted, the greatest, as in Muhammad Ali. The champ is here. And Isa is Jesus in Arabic.
Interesting. My man.
So, Brother Ali, however way you want to deal with it, most people is going to be like coming to America. His mama named him Bud. I'm going to call him Bud. You understand? Okay, but guess what, though? Guess what? That's okay. Because guess what that's indicative of?
What's that?
That's indicative of people that don't want to, they want to hold on to who I was and not embrace who I am.
That's real.
So
I just want to look. Go ahead.
So at the end of the day, and I have to share this for people, don't let the world and don't let Western culture make you believe that the Bible and the Quran are against one another. That's just like them letting you believe that the black female and the black male are against each other. But one of the revelations that I got while I was there that I want to share is Christianity is the feminine aspect of God and the feminine attributes of God, the forgiveness, the grace, the mercy, the compassion, the caring, okay? That's why a lot of our Christian churches are filled with women. Islam is the masculine aspect and the masculine characteristics of God, which is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You get caught stealing, you get your hand cut off. Discipline, dedication, praying 5 times a day. Old Testament law. That's why most of the people that go to jail find Allah when they surrounded around a bunch of men. but the two go together. So when you was a young man that grew up in church and your mother was a Sunday school teacher and she didn't just tell you go to church or let the church van pick you up. For those that know me, my mother didn't have a car for years. My mother walked to church with us on Sunday, every Sunday. Made sure I got a chance to know the Lord and the pardon of my sins and know who God was. And there's been several prophecies about who I am and the anointing that was on my life and who I was supposed to be. Okay? While I was incarcerated, I read the Bible probably all the way through 3 or 4 times. All the way through to the point where I got footnotes and I don't even really got to go to it to call the scriptures that I want to call. I done read the Quran 2, 3 times. All the way through. And anybody that's a devout Muslim and knows anything about Islam knows to be a devout Muslim, you're supposed to know every verse of the Quran by heart. But for a person that's an MC that has millions of raps logged in my head from over the years of me, pop my collar and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and all the bullshit that I done memorized over the years, all the smut, all of the bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Licked on these nuts and sucked the dick. Get the fuck out after you're done. And I hopped in my and get a quick rhyme. Gotta delete them files because I gotta make room for the surahs, the
Go
Fatiha.
ahead.
Gotta make room for that stuff now. So I gotta delete a lot of them files. Let's play house. You play the mama and I'll play the daddy. And you play the mama and I'll be the daddy. Like, gotta get rid of that stuff. Gotta get rid of fuck the police. Gotta get rid of she swallowed it. Gotta get rid of all of that. Because I gotta make room for what's real. But I done read it all the way through a couple times. So for my people, understand, man, like the two go together. And you're doing yourself a disservice if you continue to believe that all of these holy books go together. The Quran, the Torah, you understand? The Apocrypha, all these holy books is there for you to understand and gather understanding. But if you don't take the time to read them and you just going to go by the status quo and you're going to keep showing up to church with pastor offering and getting your pockets raped and pillaged every Sunday because you're trying to pay for a good conscience for the shit that you done did on Saturday night, he going to keep taking your money.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor offering going to keep taking your money. You understand? And he ain't no different than the dope pusher on the corner. They're selling them crack. Drug dealers sell dope. Pastors and preachers sell hope. But hope comes with a price. Faith just comes by believing. So to my brother Boogie, like, nah, I ain't playing with God. Like, not at all, man. Not playing with God at all. And for all of the brothers in Canton, man, there's gang banging and you know all the little gangs we got up there, right?
All right.
News flash. There ain't no gangs, man. There ain't no gangs. It's real Crips and Bloods. It's real gangster disciples. It's real GF's Goodfellas of Atlanta. It's real down here. It's a jail 2000. It's full of them. Brotherly love over our depression. Community revolution in progress. Gangster disciples, growth and development. Yeah, it's real down here. This cat's really locked up for murder. Slept with him, one eye closed and one eye open. But by the end of it, I will say this. People in there, they know who I am now. They don't know Boogi3man. They don't know Brandon. Stokes. That's just on my armband. They like Brother Ali. What's good? Issa, what's good? It's my blood say, what's popping? It's my GD say, what's macking? Crips, what's cracking? Bloods, what's bracking? Real talk.
My brother. I just want to let you know that we believe you and we have faith in you. You know what I'm saying? You know the circle that I speak of. A lot of them are on here, and we support you for the simple fact that you have held yourself accountable. And for those who don't know, we don't condone the actions, but we still love our brother. And we're going to love our brother. And we are here for you. You know, I'm nothing but a phone call, FaceTime away. Me, Dex, Kurt, Double O, you know, the whole squad, C Love. We're here for you. Okay? So don't ever feel, even when you felt that you was alone, you wasn't alone. Because we were thinking about you and we were praying for you.
No doubt.
Understand?
No doubt.
So don't ever feel that you are alone.
Well,
ever.
I understand and trust and believe, right? These are things that I know. I know people were praying for me. You understand? Know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Cream always rises to the top.
Yes, it do.
And it's one of those things where by the end of the road, you see how I look. How they say you don't look like what you've been through. By the end of it, I ended up 237 pounds, healthy, free from alcohol, free from cigarettes, free from weed. And I'm gonna make it clear. Don't think, that's easy because it wasn't nothing in there. Let me be clear. This is, yeah. People don't understand.
The real ones know.
The
real ones know what it is.
It's people get hooked on drugs in jail. And understand,
yeah.
It wasn't that these things wasn't available. Everything you want is there. It's just I'm like, I'm cool on that. And when I come out, I'm cool on that. But the number one drug that they deprive niggas of in jail that a lot of people gonna have to get free from. They better get their sex drives and get their sex under control. And get that lust under control. And people need to learn how to watch their mouth. Because you got to be careful what you speaking out here and when you putting your mouth on certain things. And it's funny to me, one thing that I really wanted to remember and I wish that I had when I was in there was music. And for anybody that supported my album, which is very few, you know what I mean? I know the people that did, thank God for them. But for the people that supported my album, as I sat in there and I'm trying to remember these songs because I'm in here rapping and, they beating on the table like Hartford. It went all the way back to that. People singing. I've witnessed some talent. Unbelievable. Man, I heard a brother, man, sing the call to prayer during Ramadan. If you can imagine Michael Jackson singing the Muslim call to prayer, man, put chills all over my body every time I think about it. You understand? Unbelievable talent, right? I'm in here going over the words of my songs. The lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Lust make you cheat on your wife. Lust got you hustling for money and fast whips and paying women to strip. It's all lust. I hit the block with the word like a hustler hit the block with a bird, nigga. I'm doing God's business. Born to do it, I'm used to it. Others tried and blew it. Now I'm doing God's business. They'll label me sacrilegious. Stop judging me. You better mind your business when I'm doing God's business. Last of a dying breed, in too deep with God like your boy Jay Reed. I got bars for rap stars and convicted felons. Snitching niggas telling, selling out. Hell is hot in the trenches, niggas in ditches, but still we gotta dig them out. Hung the jury, beat the case, they gotta throw it out. With furious swag, I'm healing the streets. 808 lace the beat at 33,000 feet. Con Air, I blow your wig back, I comb heads, expose the CIA and the feds, and give them Hill Street Blues with this street news, extra, extra. Read all about it, front page, peep the headlines, rap attack. I'm bombing on niggas with nuclear punchlines. One step kaboom, niggas landmine. I got that word in me. Real G's moving silence. By any means, Christ is king. Bring on the violence. Yeah, it sounded real good to the ears. The beats was slapping. T. Will did his thing on it. But if anybody would have ever took the time to listen, I'm clocking Creflo dollars, hustling Billy Graham, slinging that Paula White, cooking up cakes with Jakes in the Potter's house all night. Loose women, I got that manpower gifted, forever committed. Living saved, but still thug with it. Giving you Christ in a crisis. Go to the rock. Put this on your straight shooter. Say a prayer, then go ahead and light it. I got that brand name. Word to Jesus. I keep Twin Tower bricks. 9/11 peep my street slang. I'm on another plane, flying high on a purple cloud. When you rolling, make sure you rolling loud. Pass it around and get lifted in his presence. Frankincense and myrrh, alabaster box effervescence. Sinners smell my aroma. Sleeping giants in a cash coma. Heaven sent. Smell me and roll over. Season my words with salt. Got tenderizer for your tough talk. Oh, taste and see that my Lord is hood. Don't make me lay my hands. Got weapons of mass destruction in the palm of my hand. It is what it is, bruh. That came out last year. But I understand why that's not the most popular album. I understand why it didn't go platinum. I understand why don't nobody want to bump that. I understand why Shaitan and all the demons of hell was on the trail of my life to get me locked up in Clayton County Detention Center. I understand that. And I understand the people who got my back, and for everybody that contributed to the GoFundMe. I told Sam, like, man, I ain't no motherfucking hero, dog. Like, what happened is some bullshit. But I know I ain't the only one. And I challenge any other brothers out here. If you've been beating on women, if you've been doing fucked up shit out here, how many of y'all gonna go live and talk about the shit that you done did? I challenge any brother. Let's talk about, since we gonna talk about shit, let's talk about, cause I could put a whole bunch of cats on blast, cause I done dated a whole bunch of women that done told me stories about what some of these niggas done did to them. But you know, I ain't the one to be snitching. I ain't finna snitch. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast, but I'll put my tea out there. I'll tell on myself. But it's a whole bunch of Ike Turners out here. It's a whole bunch of Ike Turners, huh, Mom? I got my mom snickering on that one.
Tell Mom I said hello.
Al said, what's up, Mom? Al Mecca said, what's up? Hello. She said hello. She said she appreciates you.
Hey, we love her.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I challenge any of these brothers, you know, come on out here. Come on, have a come to Jesus moment. Let's talk about how you don't take care of your kids, how you been absent in their life. All y'all brothers out there just been, you know what I'm saying, while the babies was in the other room sleeping, you pounding their mom to death and got her screaming and hollering. These young boys is growing up fucked up mentally behind that. And the young girls, let's talk about it. Cause I air my shit out. Matter of fact, let's have the you know, the circle that you get into. So Hancock, why are you here? My name is Brandon Stokes, and I drink a lot. let's have a circle. I'm inviting anybody who'd never been in an abusive situation, who never put their hands on a female, whether they was intoxicated, whether they was gone off drugs or whatever. I invite anybody to the circle. I invite anybody to join in on the live. You know what I'm saying? Come on in and let's talk about it. Like, let's heal. Let's heal together. You understand? Let's heal together. Who really got?
Say, pull that veil back.
Yeah, let's pull it up, man. Let's see what's really cracking. Let's see what's really macking. Ladies, let's talk about how many ladies, how many of y'all threw hot grits and outgrained a nigga. Pull butcher knives on niggas. Busted the windows out their car. Jasmine Sullivan's. Let's everybody come on out. Let's meet up at Imbecile Park. And let's unpack all of these suitcases.
Say coming out party.
Yeah, let's come on out with it. I mean, I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? Like, if we really talking about revolution, if we really talking about what's gonna heal the people, because guess what happens? All of this abuse stems from systematic oppression. If you watch the movie Django, right?
Right.
Anybody as slaves, all right? We've been taught that you can own another person. So we ain't getting relationships like we partners. People's getting in relationships like they own a motherfucker. Like you belong to me. And you gonna do what the fuck I tell you to do. Where you going? When you coming back? That ain't no partnership. That ain't no relationship. That's ownership. That's looking at a person like they property. But people can't help it, man. They can't help it. So guess what? If you was a young child that grew up and it was okay to get your ass whooped, and everybody like, yeah, you gotta whoop their ass. The Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child, and all this old bullshit here that make it okay for you to beat on a motherfucker when they ain't doing what you want them to do. Weirdest thing that I learned, man, when I made my transition into Islam. A lot of people. It's an old cliche word that people tell their kids, do as I say and not as I do. If you want to talk about one of the most extreme forms of mental and emotional abuse, is that saying right there. So when I tell people, watch what you say out of your mouth and the curses that you put on your kids, okay? You know how hard it is when you watching your mom get pounded by a nigga that ain't your dad, or your dad running around the city fucking a whole bunch of women and got babies all over the city. You got brothers and sisters that you don't even know. You understand? And they trying to tell you to keep your chastity and stay chaste. Don't be out here fucking. If they catch you liking a boy, they gonna beat your ass. You know why? It's all mental illness. You understand? Like all of this stuff is mental illness. And most of the people that we dealing with out here in life are suffering from mental illness. They suffering from PTSD. You know, so I'm living my life and I'm piggybacking off of your question, Al. Like what's forward? Like this is forward. Now we getting into now the grease done got hot, and I'm gonna drop this fish in there. So now you're hearing the crackling. You understand? Like fish fry in the hood, man. All you can eat. You see what I'm saying? But once everybody got what they wanted, now we down to the 10. You know, Esau had 12 disciples. We got 11. You understand? So now all we left with is the disciples. Now we got 12. There it goes. See? Now ain't nobody left but the 12 disciples. You understand? The 12.
Yes.
All of the spectators, the ones that was there for the 2 fish and the 5 loaves, they got their food. They got to eat, and we're holding on 12 still, ladies and gentlemen. Holding on 12, holding on 12. So everybody that's left, these is the 12 disciples that really want to hear Brother Isa Ali speak. You understand? That really want to hear, like, man, what was it? What did you learn on your journey to Mecca? Brother Malcolm? Yeah, it ain't about black nationalism. I don't feel proud at this moment to be an African-American man. I don't feel proud to be a black man in America. I truly don't. When I can see what one black man can do to another black man while we all oppressed, laying up, sitting up in a jail. I ain't proud to be no black man. When we living in a culture,
Well,
it's like this. Crucify me, and I'll take it. But how about when Pontius Pilate came and they said, who you want? You want Isa or you want Barabbas? Right? They like, give us Barabbas. Pontius Pilate like, man, he ain't did nothing to me. His own people was like crucifying. You understand?
right.
You know why they wanted Barabbas? Because Barabbas' way of living wasn't going to make them do right. You understand? So
Right.
people can crucify me for putting my hands on, allegedly putting my hands on someone, and whatever happened, nail me to the cross, turn their back on me and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about the man that's sleeping with the woman and they ain't married? What about the woman that's sleeping with the man and that ain't her husband?
Yeah. It's an awful lot of finger pointing going on.
It's a whole lot.
Be careful.
You understand?
Gotta be careful.
Like, it's a lot of stuff going on. What about the dudes that's selling dope on the corner? What about the people that's paying? Prostitution ain't always the hooker on the corner. Prostitution is when you laying up with a man and fucking him and he paying your bills too. And that ain't your husband. And you don't even really love him. He just got the bag. That's prostitution too. So all my brothers, like, you gotta beware. She don't love you. And you don't love her. It's just lust. And there's a lot of people that'll never experience the love that my brother Saladin and Trina had. They'll never experience the love that C Love and his wife have. They'll never experience that love, and they done been in relationship after relationship after relationship. There's some people that's laying in bed with their wives, they watching this live laying next to a motherfucker they can't stand right now. And they only there because he paying the bills. Or on the flip side, she got a food stamp card and this nigga laying up with her eating.
Yeah.
Eating up all the kids' honey buns, all they zoom zooms and wham whams, all they Capri Suns, everything. And the kids is mad. They traumatized because when they go to the refrigerator for a Capri Sun, they all gone. This big grown motherfucker drinking up all the Capri Suns. Ain't no more oatmeal cream pies, nothing. Because this nigga high with the munchies eating up all the snacks in the motherfucking house. Ain't no more zoom zooms and wham whams, dog. Like in real life. But that's okay though. All of that's cool because at least he ain't putting his hands on me, supposedly.
Yeah.
But we all know, right? We all know she getting her ass.
But totally ignoring, but still totally ignoring the mental aspect that the children are going through.
Totally ignoring it. And the damage, the lifelong damage that's coming from that. Now the little JoJo gonna grow up. He don't want nobody to get his snacks. He grows up a selfish young man. He have kids and the kids can't get nothing. He get a job. He don't ever want to pay his child support because a nigga laid up on his mama and ate up all his snacks when he was a kid. You understand? I ain't had no snacks when I was coming up. Them kids would be all right. They don't need no snacks. I ain't had no PlayStation when I was coming up. My mama let the nigga sit up and play my PlayStation all day. I couldn't even play it. They don't need no PlayStation. But guess what? These kids don't need PlayStations. They need fathers. You understand? These kids don't need snacks. They need meals. They don't need chicken nuggets. They need food cooked with love. Kids don't need child support checks. They need child support. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And all of this money and all of these things take the men and the mother out of the home. Because we living out here to support a lifestyle, Al. I fell victim to it. I'm pulling up in that foreign. Champagne start pouring. We stay strapped, so when the guns clap, we ain't got to get it. We unload. And yeah, got to have that foreign. The hair shop get the money. everybody know the women got the jobs. Women got the jobs, so they paying the bills. The child support check go for them to go to the hair shop and buy their hair and get their nails done. Well, he got a new woman. I want an adjustment on my child support. That nigga gonna make sure I keep my hair and my nails done. That money ain't really helping you. And the kids don't ever get it. So the nigga is really supporting your lifestyle. What you want to do, how you want it, the facade that you want to put on, your fake eyelashes and all of this old shit. And then the nigga's resentful because he gotta pay it, right? And because he resentful and gotta pay it, he ain't gonna treat his kids right because he's angry. Yeah. And she's angry and ain't gonna treat the kids right because he got a new woman across town and another kid by another woman. So now the kids is byproducts of some fucking what none of these kids made in love, period. But it's something real when you got when you have children, when the parents truly loved each other. It's a difference when two people that was both virgins, undefiled, right? Had they virtue, right, walked through the process correctly, dated, the parents agreed, they made love, and then making love, the child was born, and them children love. When you look at the children are the byproducts of the parents. So when I look at my little cousins, little Mick, when I look at Chaz and Chelsea, when I look at Kyle, you understand? When I look at Imani, when I look at these young people where these children was born from parents that really were in love, there's a difference versus the kids that was byproducts of some fucking. I was turned up at Chili's one night going off that hen, and her booty looked good, so I ran up in her. And half the time, the people that got pregnant didn't even know who the baby dad was. And once they figured out, after 10 years of them blaming it on one motherfucker, and it turned out he wasn't never even the dad. It's a bunch of Jerry Springer shit going on in Canton right now. Man. Okay, but again, that's a whole nother show as well. But what I'm speaking, I'm speaking to is if you a young woman out here and you in a relationship with somebody, and in the back of your mind, after y'all done wearing matching outfits to the cookout, but you really hate this bitch because you feel like them kids ain't yours, because you know she was fucking your best friend, or it was rumored that she was fucking with this nigga, or she's still slipping around with her baby dad, and this and that, but she blamed that kid on you, and you putting up with her mouth, you putting up with her attitude and all of this type of shit, it builds up a certain level of aggression. And on the flip side with the female, right, when a motherfucker still got to deal with his other baby mom that he had, she gonna swear up and down he's still fucking her. You understand? She gonna swear up and down. So you have a whole, this is a powder keg. This is a powder keg that's waiting to explode. And all it takes is the right situation, the right set of circumstances, and the right person to walk by with a lighter. And kaboom. Okay? Kaboom. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful for this opportunity. And just like Christ, didn't nobody put Christ on the cross? Didn't nobody put no gun to Christ's head and tell him get up there on no cross? He walked unselfishly to his cross and hung there. Faced the ridicule, pierced in the side. Never denied, pierced in the side my crown of thorns. Thoughts of regret from this pimp and all the women I scorn. I don't know. So it's kind of like when I'm fucking you coldly, you think that it's love. When you kissing, you hold me, you think that it's love. When I'm tricking that cash girl, you think that it's love. When I hustle them bricks and make it rain at the club, you think that it's love. When I'm sucking your pussy and make you scream, God, you think love is giving me head when my dick is hard. Child, please. The only time you're on your knees is when you're tricking with a nigga, trying to get a little cheese. Yeah. Needs get met while your wants turn to wishes, bitches. Food for thought, you do the dishes. Wisdom is riches. Love is divine, but only time will tell. Meanwhile, niggas is tricking, families going through hell. Inhale the smoke from the kush, waiting to exhale, I'll blow it out. Child support suspended my license, gotta walk it out. Pain from pleasure through rain and bad weather. Our green says stay together, but niggas is like, whatever. Till your attitude switch, tenderonis, I'm thugging. You say that we making love, but we really just fucking. It's tough loving. Truth is the truth, whether or not you like me. If I gave you my love, all you do is spite me. Love turns to hate in the hearts of the wicked. Instead of falling in love, we can fucking just kick it. A pimp cries from the pain of his hoes. Dry cleaner demeanor, tear stains reside in his clothes. Friends, family, and foes, all behold the beloved. The hem of his garment is dragging like a mink. You don't want it, but baby, it's just a touch of love, a little bit to turn you out. Tough loving, I'm thugging, baby, and walk it out. Shout outs to all my niggas, paying their child support, castrated and hated, victims of divorce courts. Big ups to baby mamas loving the children of God, because tough love is what's needed when the times is hard. These streets is cold, Willie's still out here lynching. Young blacks is locked up, and old cats is tricking their pension. Jews I'm spitting get smitten by mass media. Words written in red for the masses of true believers, God. Cypher divine, sipping wine with the realest. Niggas be showing